started recording, and I'm sharing the screen. First we will discuss some logistic of the course, and yeah, it will be available in a YouTube channel. So after this session I will be uploading it to YouTube channel, and the NPTEL is going to share with you for sure. Okay. Okay, so right now I think, can you see my screen? Yeah, I think I started my presentation. Let's see. You can see my screen, I guess. Yeah. Yes, I hope you can see the screen. So in the chat box you can say like that. Okay, so right now let's start the session. It's a 1 hour session, so it will be there till 7 p.m. every Tuesday. So welcome all. This is the first session for live interaction between for NPTEL's data structure algorithm using Java. So who am I? I am a PhD scholar. My name is Ishan Rao. I am pursuing my PhD in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Tirupati, basically in the area of software engineering. So why I am here? So this is one of the pilot program where the we PhD scholars will come and interact with you on the NPTEL courses which are ongoing right now. So if you are there in some other courses, you might see the same thing. Some other PhD scholar will come and mostly discuss with respect to some aspect related to the course. Mostly I'm here for Java programming, but anything else will also be, we will try to look up. Okay, so again, this is my first session, so please bear with me. Okay, now before this I have to tell you a few aspects. This is a Google Meet, so we have been instructed to use Google Meet as a mandatory aspect. So in this, only 100 students can be logged in at a time, and it has a 1 hour of specific time limit, which after which it will be closed automatically. So if some students or some of your friends who are taking the course are unable to join, unfortunately I can't add them. The reason is after 100 people, including me 101, the Google itself will not allow. Okay, so that is something I need to clear upon. So the logistic of the session is going to be mostly like this. So total duration is 1 hour. Mostly we're going to divide into 30 minutes each. First half is for some set of problems. Second half will be some question taken from you, and I will try to try my best to answer each of your questions. But we'll be flexible here. If you don't have question, I will have some more content which I can cover, or if you want to have more discussion, then we're mostly focusing on discussion rather than doing some set of problems. Now since is the first session, I took a liberty, and considering I don't know the audience much here, so to go very basic to it, it's mostly what I'm going to cover is, it's very basic. It's not I don't think so it's covered in NPTEL course as well, based on the range of students we are having. Okay, so over the period of time, the more understanding I will have, based on that, more different type of question I will try to include. But at the end of the session, I will be taking feedback based on how majority people want, if they want to continue the same way, or they want something different, or they want specific related to whatever the NPTEL courses have now. Okay, right now for this session, whatever I'm going to teach or not teach, what I'm going to share with you is basically, you might know, you might don't know, but I don't think so it has been discussed in your NPTEL lectures. Okay, so that is the thing, and please use your chat message to ask any question. I will look into it between in between the session to see if you have some doubts and all that. Okay, I hope it's clear and my voice is audible. Please, anyone can reply yes, one will be fine, one or two. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, this is another thing. Once when I will ask some question, it would be great if you people type out in the chat. I might not look for each and every response, but I will try to see as much as possible, and we will see how we can do more interaction. And you will be seeing that my face is moving here and there because my second device is just parallelly aside to it, so that I can see very clearly what is happening in the chat box. Okay, so let's start. Welcome. So what I'm going to discuss today is basically Java. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We are doing some data structure algorithms. You will going to go deep in that in the NPTEL courses, and I know that DPCs are going to teach wonderfully in that course. But I'm going to take a more little step back. I'm just going to talk about why Java, why you need to use it at the first place. Okay, I can use Python, I can use C, C++. There are hundreds of languages are there present. I can say hundreds of language in the market. So why Java? Or if you think that Java is an old language, if some of you know Java, why Java still an old language, still is present? Why people are using it? So I want to touch some basic concepts here, and I want to ask you some very if you have done some programming in Java, some basic things which I have seen that many people don't know about, very basic things. So it will be an interesting session, so let's get started to it. So first version is 1995, so approx is still 27 years is going to happen soon, but it is like that. 26 years ago Java came to the market for the all people. Okay, it's widely popular. I hope you can say how much popular it is. Almost there will be some application or other which will be running on a system which is written by Java for sure. It is that popular. Android, now it is written in Kotlin, but earlier it is written in Java. That means billions of smart mobiles is running on Java. Okay, so that much powerful it is, that much scalable it is. Okay, it's an object oriented programming language. This is something you're going to see more in lectures, and if you want we can discuss more here, but it's a very interesting aspect. By the end of it we will discuss why by taking one problem, why object oriented programming is a very interesting concept, and Java is just a part of it. Very famous tool which we can use to create an object oriented programming language. Okay, and it has been influenced by many what do you say, programming language, be it C, C++, C Sharp. So even it has been influenced by Python as well. So it's not like Java has created once and it is not used, it has not been upgraded. Many features are still available in Java right now, which is taken from modern programming languages as well to make it more relevant. So how popular Java is, to give you some idea, it is from this status to 2021, where the second most used programming language is Java after Python. Even in there's a platform called Stack Overflow. I don't know if you have been to use Stack Overflow. It's a very famous website for professional developers where you try to find any problem related to your programming challenges. So there itself, top 10 Java will be there for sure. So I want you to look at this Stack Overflow survey. It's a very interesting, and unfortunately many people don't know about it. And I would suggest you to look at this as well. What I will do is I will just copy paste this thing in the chat as well, because you are learning. Okay, let me see. I can't right now. Okay, this just okay, nice, Rishabh, you have looked to it, but many people doesn't know much, and why it is important also. That's an important aspect that I want to discuss here. Is you will be mostly learning this for your maybe for placements from your for learning aspects and all that. But these are the actual market trends you should know before applying for placements or applying for a job in software industries especially. And if these are done by it's not very extensive survey, but it's a popular survey where around lakhs of developers will be giving their responses here with respect to it. So some things related to demographic, how many actual people are, a different range of people are working and try to do programming here. So here 25 30, it be gender, okay, race and ethnicity, okay, different, like it also shows like even though you might have some different kind of challenges, still people are trying to do coding. That's a very interesting part. And if you look at the technologies, like here this is the programming scripting markup language. So these are some of the top programming languages which are there. And if we can see, hopefully in the 6th position Java is still present. It's being it's more than 20 years old, still Java is still being present and being used. I will tell you why later as well, because in the areas in where it is being used, can't be replaced so easily. And if you go down, you will get about more different technology base. Also you can also get to know about the salaries, different kind of salaries a Java developer might get, a JavaScript developer might get. Let's see, I was going to show you if we can. Okay, some problem is there, it's not loaded. So okay, I think it's taking time for me to load here, but in short, if I have to say here, you can spend some time to look at what are the famous programming going on, and it will help you decide what kind of languages you might look at based on the type of which programming language is supporting which kind of technologies, and how much how much their market values are there in the market for that particular programming language. It's a very interesting thing. It's not even this, there's something called as GitHub, it's called Octoverse. Okay, so if you can see, if you I hope if you don't know about GitHub Octoverse, it's GitHub is a code sharing platform where you can do open source programming. So this also give, and just to give an idea, it has contains more than 200 millions of data software repository. That means more than 200 billion of software projects has been written in different programming languages. It's a very big platform which you should explore over the period of time to understand what's the trend right now, how the people are working, why they are using certain aspects, why they are using not a certain aspect, to get you an idea, to get an a feel of how the software industry of basically people who are doing programming works. Okay, some has question, have you started recording? Yes, I have started recording the moment I started speaking the presentation. Okay, so if you want to see the top language of the year, Java is still present. Java is right now in third position in 2021, but you can see top language over the years. So that's quite interesting aspect here, that considering you are going to learn something with respect to Java, you're going to learn multiple aspects of object-oriented programming, but unless you know why you need to learn it and how it is going to benefit you, it's not relevant. And to get to this, hundreds of websites are there which can tell you the relevance of a programming language right now in the current state. Okay, so back to the presentation. This material also be shared with you. So again, I will add this Octoverse also and some other links which you can go and explore for your things, to understand how things are there, what different kind of things we can do. Okay, so do you have any question with respect to this till now? I know I'm touching basic why Java, but Still, if you have some question, please write down in chat. Okay, so so why Java is still in use? I will give you one single reason why it is still in use. It has tens of reasons, but one reason is platform independence. What does it mean? You have Windows as an operating system, you have Linux, you have MacBook, Apple's Mac ecosystem. Okay, the beauty of Java program is if you write a Java program in a particular operating system, you can run it in any other operating desktop where this Linux or MacBook operating system will be there. So you can run that your code there as well. So you might be thinking, what's unique is there? But when it came to the market in 1995, it's a game changer. So I don't have to write a code of suppose addition of two numbers separately for different operating system. Earlier I have to do that. I have to write a separate problem for Windows, Linux and Mac. Now what I will do is I will write some program.java file. I will compile it. It will give me some files. I will try to take those files, run it in some other operating system. It will run. So that's the beauty that Java bring into the picture in the market. Okay. So again, the question is, can you do that with C and C++? Have you ever tried that? Have you tried to write whatever you written maybe in Windows or maybe Linux? Have you tried it in different operating systems? Can anyone tell me that in chat? Okay, Ashpreet say yes. So you can write. Nice. But earlier okay, someone will say no as well. Interesting. Okay. So that's interesting thing. So can we have a discussion here? Why do you think it can be written C, C++ and why it can't be written C++ in multiple operating systems? Sriram, I will come back to you with respect to the question you have asked. But considering this, can someone tell me why C and C++ can't run or can run? Okay, so someone is saying that it's not a platform independent language. C is platform dependent. Okay, JVM is supports Java. Yeah, but at the end, JVM is kind of what you say. It's a part of the Java. So Java virtual machine is a part of Java. We can't say it's not a separate entity out of it. Okay, bytecode. Yes, it's written in the screen. Nice. Not interpreted language, Java is compiled and interpreted. Okay, we can't create any objects in C language. Okay, that's an interesting take. Compiler based on the compilers. Yes, that might be interesting stuff. Basically Java is coming into JVM is coming into picture, I guess. Here Java create bytecodes. Okay, so nice. It's interesting to see that for a question multiple interpretations are there, and but the okay, again what you people are saying is correct. So it's interesting to see whether you will explore there, and you can see Java, that's a game changer in the market. It's there given by the Java in 1995 and the later as well. But do you think the C will be remain shut? Okay, I think my light is gone in my home in my room. Okay, so again, do you think C will sit together and say no, why Java can do that, whether I can also do the same thing? Don't you think? So it's an interesting thing whether you try to search and explore here that whether C and C in later versions, like C++ it's in its 20th version, so please check whether it can do or not. Okay, nice. So again, this interesting another aspect which is coming into picture, which some people student has asked here, is what is the I think it's with respect to regarding the market, which project will be more with respect to Python or Java in Indian companies. Okay, so it's more related to the market analysis here. I can't give a specific answer for this, because when it comes to Java right now, Java is more kind of back-end technology. Okay, I don't know whether you know more back. If you know something called full stack and some core application when you're developing, Java is used a lot in the backend. Python is becoming more. It's not like Python doesn't use, but Python is right now more coming to picture that because of its libraries and mostly because of its machine learning, deep learning aspects, which is highly supported by Python, which is not even is present in Java. It's not that much highlighted, but they both have a different base. Python is mostly a core structure, the business rules which we make in the softwares or the main core logic is written mostly in Java, but Python is mostly used in machine deep learning aspect. But again, it's not a concrete answer. Reason being, a programming language can be used in very different ways. It's because I believe programming at the end of this is a kind of an art, which you learn through practice, and you might see that okay, something is not just in one language and something's present in another language. What people do, they will take it and try to implement in the in the earlier language. So the possibilities of doing doing one thing from, if I say that it can be done only through Java, it can be done not only through Python, is a very wrong statement. It depends on multiple factors. Okay. So some features of Java which you should know. One, as discussed as fourth number, it's platform independent, it's object oriented. I will tell you as the aspect of object oriented here soon. Okay. One interesting comment is saying that many people say C is better for data structure learning. Can you please explain benefits when we learn with Java? Okay, that's an interesting take which many people will have to think is, the reason you might be thinking that C plus better for DSA is maybe because you have learned C earlier, or you directly introduce C and C++. What if I directly introduce, you assume a situation where I don't tell you this something called C++. I will just tell you, okay, you start using Python. So does it mean that Python is good for DSA and C++ is not good for DSA at that point of time? I just want to know all of your opinions. Your first language is Java. Okay. As far as I know, some institutes are there which teach with OCaml as a first language. Some teaches with Java, some teach with Python, some teach with C++. Okay, so it's not a concrete answer for that. It's, see, at the end of the day, when you do programming, it's more about the logic, how you write it. Java as a programming or any programming language is basically a tool which is helping you to write that logic. So if you're saying that C++ is good for DSA, we can't say that. But again, if you ask me like that, whether C++, if I write a code in C++ or C, it is going to give me high performance than Java? No, that's a question which we can debate upon. But for DSA learning, it doesn't matter which language you are using unless and until it provides all the features to for you to write a programming language kind of programming language set of tools like for loop, if and else. Another aspect you might be thinking of is same program, whatever I'm writing in Java and whatever I'm writing in Python or whatever I'm writing in C++, the number of line of codes are very much different. So if I want to write a print statement in a hello world statement in C++ and Python, they are very much less than what we can see in Java. So that's an interesting take. Number of line of code you might be high, so that's why people might not prefer that for programming, because I have to write lots of line of code. But again, this code, the lots of line of code is very much needed in software projects. Why? Because it increases your readability of the code. I want you to observe this as well. You write some code and write some good logic, strong code. Okay, not a simple input output thing. Something you're trying to make of some kind of classes and all that. There, if you observe that after 2-3 months, it's very hard for you to understand what kind of logic you have written, because it's not very easy to it's very hard to understand what is written, the kind of logic you have written there, because you will forget. Usually it's a very high chance you forget, so you might write comments and multiple things. But what Java tried to do through its syntax is, the people who created Java, they started thinking like, okay, what if instead of writing a comment, I will make a syntax just like that. They don't have to use the comment as much thing. It can be much easier to read. Okay, so what a topic I should cover for full stack Java. Okay, C++ pointer Java doesn't. Why? That's why we use DSA with Java. Okay, interesting. That again depends on the programming questions that you are having. So I can't say with sure that only because of pointers DSA is much more is being written using C++. The reason why I use C++ is for the because of the writing, because of the standard template libraries it has. But I can also have that in Java collection as well. It's just that at that point of time when I started using C++, I know more about STL, standard templates libraries, than Java collections. So again, it's many trade-offs will be there, and you will find that there's no specific correct answer for each and every question when you come to programming language. So that's make it very the world of programming language very beautiful. So whatever you can see here in this slides might be there for C++ as well, but the ratio of which things to prefer depends fully on the software project which you are dealing with. I hope you might be you know that C and C++ are more closer to the machine code rather than Java. So it's based on the architecture, the purposes you are defining for your thing. Okay, is there any major difference DSA using C++ versus using Java? Honestly, I don't think so, because whatever the set of things you can find in C++, now it come to a stage where Java can also provide all those functionalities. The only place where it is lagging is because of its very big syntax, very big syntax. Okay, which coding program will you recommend to practice DSA? Okay, so I can show you. Okay, it's a little bit deviating, but let's see. That's good that you people are aiming for that. So if you can see, I use something called lead code. Okay, I'll just open this here. Okay, this is very, it is started increasing a lot. Okay, this is something lead code, and then code chef, I think everyone know. It's, I believe that lead code you can start as a beginner, and you can, if you code chef also you can start as a beginner, but it's very good for competitive programming. Like it has very good amount of competitive programming choices there in code chef. Another thing which I found interesting, very interesting, and if you feel like you are a very good coder and you want to go and earn some money as well, not Hacker Rank, it's Hacker Earth. So if you observe this, there are lots of programming contests will be there. Where the companies organize its own job rated, placement rated coding competitions, or some or other related competitions where people are interacting very quite aggressively in these platforms, and there's something called hackathons are also available. Hacker Rank is also good, like but these are the somehow that makes these three: lead code, code chef, and Hacker Rank, Earth. This is something I prefer, but that's my opinion because I have tried multiple things before coming up to here. Okay, can you please explain about competitive programming? Okay, in just a single line, if I have to say, competitive programming is, you will be given a problem statement which has a specific input, specific outputs. Okay, many people will be going to pass through it, but the main interesting part of competitive programming is you can write a code, you may find a solution for that. That's all fine. But what differs your competitive programming with other programmers is how optimized your code is, how it can handle big input outputs. Okay, so you might be writing a code with 2 for loops, and I found that there's another person who can write the same thing in maybe in one single for loop. So when it comes, because of which, and it's very much optimized. Or I might be using some data structure like array, but someone is using some hashing tables for storing their data structures. So because of that, the processing of the data structure or data structure because of base of your logic will depend upon how in speed it will how to say again, the use of data structures, the use of core logic, if else, for loops and all this thing, it matters a lot when it comes in competitive programming. It's just not solving a programming question. Instead, as a practice, you mustn't think of those kind of stuff. But over the period of time, when you find that okay, now I've reached to a stage where I should start thinking of optimizing in a very limited time, I should do that. I should start thinking of improving my answer. So these platforms will help me to do such kind of stuff. Okay, nice. I think we are 20 minutes maybe left, so let's carry on with this. It's interesting that you want to go through this competitive programming and stuff, but I would also ask you to explore not only Java but also look out other programming language apart from C, C++, Java, Python, to look at why these programming language exist, because there will be some reason for why it exists. There will be something which is lagging in earlier programming which able to cover up by this new programming language, and it's very interesting to know the history and all behind it. Okay, so this is again what we are discussing earlier, platform dependent, but just to give a summary of again what exactly how Java runs in the background is, you write something called model.java. There's something called Java compiler, so which converts that model Java into bytecode. So what exactly bytecode is? If you observe in Java programming language, there will be code written in terms of classes. Okay, class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. So bytecode will create a separate file for per class. So if I have 10 classes in that model.java, it will create 10 files each with the class. And these files are platform independent, because once this bytecode, the format will go to a specific Java virtual machine, which will be accustomed to its own operating system. So it will go there, it will run those bytecodes, and you can execute your class files. Okay, so okay, again, what is object, what is class? It's just a simple program, and here we have seen that some hello world code is written. So I want to ask you here is, what is public? Okay, what is networking? What's the role of Java in it? Okay, unfortunately I don't know much about networking programming here, so I can't answer it. Okay, so what is public? It's like access specifier. Nice. Okay, I don't need to tell what main here is, but again, the question I want to ask you here is, why a main function is written as public static void main? Public data member can be accessed outside. Okay, any other answer? Why I need a public static void? Public static void, these 3 words, why should I need in every program if I writing a Java, any Java program basically? Static says that no objects can be created. Test must be a class before create an object. Static is required to create an object. Void means for no return type. What is a method? The method name. No, void is not a method name. Void means no return values. Okay, classes that we can access outside the main class. Static because it doesn't require constructor to execute. User can access the main method. Okay, all are answer correct. Nice. Something is near to answer. JVM searches for this to compile. Okay, but more, can you be a more concrete? Yeah, it's related to JVM, but can we be more concrete on that? Actually, it's an answer of 2-3 questions, 2-3 answers that you have written here. Static, why public static void? One hint is that JVM is there. Another hint was given already in the in answers, which is there. We can run with the reference of object of class. Okay. Create main method without Java applications and all. Okay. So let's try to do an experiment here. I don't think so I can share this screen, right? Okay. Give me a minute. Stop sharing. And what I can do here is I will go to Eclipse. Okay. Okay, so I want to know that whether you have tried some of these things while doing the basic programming language and programming in Java. Okay, I think I can share the screen. Sorry, I think my system is slow. Okay, so it is there. So public static void main is there too. Okay, so yeah, answer is given. So the thing is, JVM obviously wants to look for main, that is fine, but there is a rule in Java that every method should have a object. It should be called by an object. So void, since the first thing, how we can make an object out of it? That's the question that we need to ask. Okay, since it's the first thing the JVM Java compiler is going to look at. So at that point of time, how can I create an object? Because to create an object, first I should go inside the main. So for that, to help that static come into picture, where you don't have to create anything, it will be stored with the program logic of the code. So to go more deeper in operating systems and compiler, you will get to know that a program can be stored in 4 different locations. So this void main is stored at a such point of location where it can be directly accessed by the Java compiler. So once it is written by Java compiler, the first thing it will go find for main. If it is there, it will run. If it's not there, it will not run. Exactly. Okay. So I think some few people have answered that thing. So kudos. Another thing I want to ask: this, what is the string args? Can anyone tell me? Okay, array is there, but why should I write it? Yeah, it's an array string. Input parameters, arguments, command line arguments. Okay, absolutely correct. So if I try to execute in command line, if I say Java what is it, PMR session1.java, and then I will name the class 1, class 2, it will take it. Okay, now if I change it to some other name like India, let's say Lily, if I do that, do you think it will run? If I move string this thing, yes. Okay, so can you tell me the reason why? Can you reason why? It's a variable. Okay, it's a user defined variable. Exactly, it's just name of an array. Exactly, so you can change it. That's good. I think your people are more intelligent than me. Okay, so I think I have to increase the level in the next sessions. Okay, now again, third thing, this is Java programming is interesting. It is running perfectly fine. I'm okay. Can I write system.out print? Yes. Okay, can I write, okay, let's copy this thing. Can I write system.out printf? Not sure. Okay, do you know where is printf is there, right? I will share the session, sure. for sure. Like it is recording, so it will be there in YouTube. Okay, see. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's try to print here. Interesting. Okay, it is running, so that means printf is there. Absolutely fine, very well done. So now I want to ask, if I do the same thing here and I will write println. Okay, so can you tell me what different happened? Println adds a new line. Absolutely. So what is the difference between then print and printf? Okay, ln writes new line, but what is the done of print and printf? Same, it is same. Okay, same data formatters. Okay, we can print variable with the help of printf. Okay, they are not same. Println will remove garbage value on repetition. Oh, okay. Okay, println basically println is basically for adding new line. Absolutely correct. For printf, it's mostly for backward compatibility with C and C, such that people who are coming from C++ background, they can use it. They can use some similar kind of command. Okay, so before this also, what is system.out? We write the system.out. System is a class, out is a stream. Interesting. Okay, give out of the system. Standard output is a method available in system class. Okay, display. Output, when people are saying output stream, it just means that you are, whatever the input you are taking, you are presenting in any outputable devices. So both are correct. This is a class, out, stream, and print is a function. Yeah, so again, I think, okay, great. So the thing is, every single step which is present here has a meaning. If you go like this, so it comes, system come into java.lang.system. Now java.lang is a package, Java package. We'll get to know in other sessions. But what I want to highlight here is, out might be a method. It can out can be an output stream. Out can be anything here. Just now, because we are using system.out, it can have multiple meanings, and people usually doesn't look at it. Okay, system class is a class which you are using it for input outputs or basically to everything, whatever a user can give in, and user can see it's coming from system class. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that something in the background, it is accessing some kind of library. In C and C++, you have to write maybe a particular IOStream studio.h. Okay, but same concept is being used in Java as well. And over the period of time, we can see, and I will tell you that these are multiple similarities of C, C++, Java, and any other programming language. The concept wise, principle wise, they are quite same. So out is the outstream object. That outstream object is a type of system, and which is calling a function called print, println, and printf. So if I have to say again, there will be a class. It will have some object, and it will calling some method or function and method. This is how it is working. This is how the whole Java works basically. So whenever you're writing some function, it's not only for that. This is how the Java system is there. But for C, C++, there are different kind of system kind of hierarchical or architecture will be there. So you have to observe these things while doing the programming. Okay, be it this is static, or be it public, this public, private, or protected. These are access specifiers which we are going to see in few sessions. Since it's a first session, I'm trying to be very brief here. Okay. But it seems that you people already know, many people already know much of this stuff. Okay. So, okay. I think we have 9 minutes. So what I will do is I will ask you one last question here. I think you can see. Okay, this has been already been asked. Okay. Okay, I think okay, so can you tell me, Java is an object-oriented programming, we say that. Okay, some people might know this meaning also, some people doesn't know meaning, that's fine, we will go through it. But can you present a human in Java? If you say I have something called human, now I want to present it programmatic, as a program in the Java programming language. How can we do that? Can we do that first of all? If yes, how? Okay, actually I showed that. Okay, using class. Okay, is it only class is sufficient? Like, is human just a class? Like, are we humans? Do we have something more than being presented as a class? No method of function. Don't we have some properties? Don't we have some behaviors? Data members. Okay, if you're saying data members, class variable with names. So what? Okay, again. Okay, let's say we have some methods, we have some data members. So how you're going to define me, like as a human, how you're going to define me using those things? Inheritance is a, like, let's suppose the concept of human just came into this picture. Okay, making objects, but to make an object first you should define what human is. How are you going to define a human? Class, lecture, object, variable to identify each human. Can you give an example of data, what kind of data variables you will put, what kind of methods you're going to have? Can you discuss, can you tell me that? Attributes can walk, behavior calm. Okay, number of legs, hands, eye. Okay, walk. So okay, so let's take an example of walk. Okay, is it a should I add it as a method, or as it a data member, or as a variable, basically, if you have to say? Method. Okay, so some people writing facial features, fingerprints, eye, image, height, or name, age, gender, phone number, and all that. How would I do that? How would I present these aspects of humans? Two different data types. Absolutely. Anything else that which you can think of with respect to human? With a method of code. Can you represent every single thing of human in Java? Why? If people are saying no, why? Oh, some people are saying yes as well. So why? AI, okay. So are you saying that AI can do dreams? And Java is not an AI, someone has pointed out. Okay. Present human body and their body parts, present its attribute. Yeah, different interpretations are there. Nice. Can we make a package of we can make a package of a human? Absolutely true. Methods are done by the organs. Absolutely. So okay. So now question is, class, have some related to okay, many people know some OOP concept here as well. Nice. Polymorphisms, inheritance, encapsulation. I've seen those answers as well. But again, the question is, okay, I said you can do that, but how it is related to object oriented. What do you mean by object oriented in that case? It can be seen in your answers actually. So this is what many people have said, which is absolutely true. But again, my question is, why? What is this object oriented thing which is coming to here, and why do you think we can present a human as an object, or as a class, or as a method, or as a data member? What it representing actually? Okay, human itself cannot define as object, but before, okay, to define object you should have a concept, right? So the concept what I am trying to ask here is, do you believe that can you present any real object in this world as a Java? In Java, can you present class? So that's the essence. Yeah, that you can do. That's the thing. That's the essence of object-oriented programming, that it can model real world object. We can't say that it can model 100% of it, but it can model some percent of it, and we can describe it using programming language such as Java. This Java is helping us to is giving us some tools which we can use it to tell that, okay, there's some person called human which can do the stuffs like walking, running, dancing, which has some kind of attributes. But again, the reason why I'm asking this question is it's not about whether you know class and objects and all that. It's more about the idea of why this programming languages, what this programmer are trying to make things from you. They are trying to give you tools such that you can model the real world, and that is as a concept that you should know, as understanding that why Java is coming to picture. Just by writing a function, is it sufficient if I just write a functions of just like that? I don't think so. Okay, some has raised their hand, so you can write in a chat message as well, and I think we have less than 2 minutes. Okay, why main should be static? Okay, so we are going to end this here. I'm going to tell you this answer. So the main thing you should understand, that you should start questioning that, look, why a certain programming language you are using it, what is the advantage of it. And when you say that Java is an object-oriented programming language and it can model real-world objects like human, why do they think like that? What is the rationale for that? And unless until you get a clarity of why it is needed, then only you start appreciating a particular programming language. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I will give you the recording after this thing. And why main should be static? The reason is why it should be static is a keyword which allows the code of a main, whatever is written inside the main function, to place in a certain place in the memory, which can be accessed directly by a Java compiler. In short, the first thing which a Java compiler looks at is the main function, and by the rule, main is a method, and if you want to access a method, if you want to access a particular method, for that you need to create an object. But how you can create an object for a main unless until it's the first thing you're looking out for? That's why static is there. So the thing I wanted to take out from this class is think that why Java is, we say that Java can model real world. Think about it. And I'm not telling in terms of only of the object class. That's the way you're thinking how, but I want to think of why it can model, what is the need for it. Is Java is used in AI? Yeah, Java has some some libraries which you can use to create machine learning and deep learning models. Okay, so that's a very nice, interesting session, I would say, and So sorry if I got bored, if I got deviated. It's just a uh, basic what you say uh, introductory session where I want to discuss some aspect which are not related to the course per se. At the same time, it should help you to think some question. Okay, so what I want from you, your help is, please suggest me how you want the next session should be like. Okay, so I am sending this Google form. Please fill it. Please tell me how I can improve my sessions and what are the things you expect. Do you want more programming related question, or you want discussion related to uh, the course content which is happening in the NPTEL? So this session is going to be every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. till the end of the course, that is till I think 14th of October. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's the end of the session.